A very good afternoon to you and welcome to Lunchtime News on Newsfirst. I'm Katharina Chang, but before we get into our stories in detail, let's take a look at what's making headlines this afternoon. World Conference on Youth commences in Hambantota. Extensive investigation launched into the homicide of a police constable in Kurunegala. Department of Railway says that those found guilty will be punished once the report in the Pothara train accident is received. Minister Vimal Weerawansa comments on the JVP. Washington recognizes Syrian opposition as a foreign mission. Now on to those stories in detail. The World Conference on Youth commenced at the Magam Ruhnupura International Convention Centre under the auspices of President Mahinda Rajapaksa. Let's cross over to the Convention Centre in Hambantota. As you just witnessed, the inaugural ceremony was graced by President of the General Assembly John William Ash and Youth Representative of the UN General Secretary Ahmed Al-Andai. Youth representatives from over 150 countries are currently in the country to take part in this conference. Now, according to our correspondent in the area, 20 youth affairs ministers have also come to Sri Lanka in order to attend the conference. Incidentally, this is the first ever World Conference on Youth held in South Asia. On to other local news. Two police constables who were conducting spot checks along the Kurunegala-Dambulla main road were abducted and one of them murdered. Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohan stated that the other constable is currently receiving treatment at the Kurunegala Teaching Hospital.
The deceased was Constable Sisira Sampath, a resident of the Bagam area in Aragama. It was past 1 a.m. early morning. I heard the sound of bullets and a cry for help. Then I heard the sound of a vehicle leaving.
I heard the sound of a bullet at around 1 a.m. and the sound of someone's scream. After some time, a van left the place in high speed.
A magisterial inquiry was conducted by Kurunegala Chief Magistrate Ravindra Premaratna this morning, in which Kurunegala Judicial Medical Officer Ajit Jayasena also participated. Our correspondent stated that the body is currently lying at the Kurunegala Teaching Hospital. Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohan added that 6 police teams have been deployed in order to conduct further investigations into the incident.
A police constable has been killed and another police constable has been critically injured in the incident that occurred at Badagamua in Kurunegala, in Vellava police area. So 2 police constables had been deployed to a roadblock in order to check vehicles on Kurunegala-Dambulla main road. When they were checking vehicles, a van has come to the place where a van has come to the checkpoint. At that time, the persons who came on the van had abducted the two police constables, and they have been carried to Badagamua area, and one police constable was shot at, and the other one also injured in the incident. The injured police constable has been admitted to Kurunegala Hospital. Now, we have deployed 6 police teams in order to conduct investigation, to trace the van and to trace the perpetrators. Further investigations are being continued.
The Department of Railway Services stated that after the completion of the final report of the Potuhara railway accident, legal measures will be taken for those who were held accountable for the incident.
General Manager of Railways BPA Ari Ratna stated that 2 committees were appointed to look into the incident. The first committee has already commenced investigations. He added that subsequent to the final report, investigations will be carried out accordingly and legal actions will be taken. Manager of Railways also noted that the Department of Railways incurred a loss of 168 million rupees as a result of the accident. Currently, 5 employees who were held responsible for the incident have been suspended.
The Department of Meteorology states that the low pressure system in the atmosphere which developed yesterday is persisting off the west coast of the island. The department forecast the gust of up to 70 to 80 kilometers per hour could be experienced as a result.
The low pressure area still persists to the west of Sri Lanka. Showers or thunder showers will occur over most parts of the island during the afternoon and night. Some showers can be expected in the western, Sabaragamuwa, southern, central and eastern provinces in the morning too. Heavy falls about 100 millimeters are also likely at some places. There may be temporary localized strong winds during thunder showers. General public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize the damage caused by lightning activities.
Meanwhile, the National Building Research Organisation says that a landslide warning issued for 5 districts will remain in effect until 6 o'clock this evening. The Department of Irrigation says that spill gates of 3 reservoirs have been opened owing to the prevailing rainfall. The Irrigation Department has taken measures to open spill gates of 3 reservoirs out of 72. 2 spill gates of the Rajangani Reservoir in Anuradhapura district have been reopened. Furthermore, spill gates have been opened in order for the excess water to be released into the Kalaoya. We request area residents who live in close proximity to the Kalaoya and Mioya to exercise caution.
Newsfirst, English news, now on Dialogue TV, channel number 9. You could catch our primetime breakfast news at 7 a.m, lunchtime news at 12:30 p.m, and our flagship news bulletin at 9 p.m. You could also keep yourself up to date with Live at 55s and Newsfirst Plus every half an hour from 8:30 to 5:30 in the evening. Newsfirst, Sri Lanka's only international news brand.
An event was held in Colombo yesterday to mark World Press Freedom Day. The event was jointly organised by the Free Media Movement and the SLRI Sri Lanka Press Institute.
ලංකාවේ ජනමාධ්‍යවේදීන් විශාල පිරිසක් ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ මාධ්‍යවේදීන් ද ඇතුළුව විශේෂයෙන්ම ලසන්ත වික්‍රමතුංග.
Several journalists in Sri Lanka, including senior journalists like our dear colleagues Lasantha Vikramatunga, Sivaram and Nimala Rajan, have paid with their lives for their work in media. Major attacks have been levelled at several media institutions, causing major losses and damage. We believe that if press freedom is to be re-established in this country, and if journalists are to work with pride in their professions without fear, then above all else, democracy must be re-established in the country.
අපි අද විශ්වාස කරන විදිහට අන්සියලටම පෙර මේ රටේ ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදය යලිත අහුරු කිරීමේ අවස්ථාවක් තියෙනවා.
සෑම රටකම ස්වෛරී හිමිකම් සහ ස්වයං පාලනය නොකලසු යුතු බවට සැලකිය යුතු වේ. රටක්
The government must be steered by people who participate with the view that they are all representatives of the state who function with the same benefits, responsibilities and duties. The government's decision-making process should be open. At a time when this factor is being violated continuously, the duty of writers such as yourselves becomes all the more important. As civil society, we must bow our heads in deference to the losses you have suffered through trying to shine a light on this country. But who is wailing for you? The time has now come for us to cry out. It may be that there is no one alive to listen to our cries. But let us awake from this dangerous sleep that we are in. Let us prepare to respond to the next generation and the generation yet to be born.
නොමැත් ඉවන්නට පිළිවනි. නමුත් අපි නිරත වී සිටින භයානක නින්දෙන් අවදි වෙමු. ඉපදී සිටින හෝ ඉපදින්නට අනාගතයේ පරම්පරාවට පිළිතුරු සැපයීමට අපි සූදානම් වෙමු.
Addressing the second annual convention of the National Freedom Front yesterday, leader of the NFF, Minister Bimal Weerawansa, said that the JVP also contributed to the creation of the present government.
The convention took place last evening at the Sugadadasa Indoor Stadium. 12 proposals based on various topics were adopted during this convention. The support that was received from those who were sticking by the concept of devolution of power was only received for namesake. It was the forces that managed to transform the national ideas into state ideas that assisted Mahinda Rajapaksa, the then Prime Minister, to achieve victory over the 50-50 win. Back then, the situation was such that one could not predict who would win. No matter what, the JVP played a historic role in achieving that victory.